room, missing books, any visual aids, completely empty shelves you saw, not even a rug for the kids to sit on. Her caption asks, how much of my own money am I expected to spend? Well, the Texas State Teachers Association survey is revealing that 70% of teachers are on the verge of quitting. That's 70%. The survey cited lack of support on various levels, including sinking public opinion of teachers, an unsafe school environment, and lack of support from the state legislature. And joining us to help us understand this crisis is Noel Candelaria. He is the treasurer and secretary of the National Education Association. Noel, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you, Natasha, for having me and having this important discussion.
Yeah, we want to spotlight it. It's certainly important. You know, we were looking in Virginia alone. There are more than 2,500 teaching vacancies, and in Arizona, there are more than 2,200 right now. How dire is the situation in many states as students are getting ready to go back to school, and what does this mean for our kids?
I mean, it's really dire. I mean, at a moment right now when educators and students and parents are excited about the beginning of a new school year and all of the optimism that goes with that, we're seeing across the nation an average about 300,000 shortages all across the country. You mentioned, a couple of states. We're seeing states like Florida that have 8,000, vacancies. We go down to specific school districts. Right now, the district in Houston Independent School District, has, I believe, almost 8,000 vacancies that they're still trying to fill before the start of the school year. That's right around the corner. And so, it is a huge crisis where a lot of students are going to walk into classrooms with either no teacher, substitute teacher, or teachers are going to have to be sharing the workload until those positions can be filled, if they do get filled this school year.
Yeah, so we want to ask what's going on here. And we were looking at a survey from the National Education Association showing 55% of educators are ready to leave the profession much earlier than planned. What are you seeing here? What are the major reasons that teachers want to leave?
What some of the major reasons that the teachers have been sharing and expressing with us, one is the lack of respect, and professional authority to be able to teach truth through our curriculum, the attacks that we've been seeing on teachers, but also pay and benefits. Pay and benefits have been eroded, in the last 10 years. Teachers are making an average of over $2,000 less today when adjusted for inflation than they were 10 years ago. So, the lack of pay is a big issue when our teachers cannot even afford to provide for their own families, let alone, like you mentioned, teachers having to dig into their own pockets to provide classroom supplies for their students, amongst many other things. Those are some of the big reasons why we are seeing teachers, leaving the profession, considering leaving the profession in record numbers. You mentioned the Texas State Teachers Association survey. They've got, I think over 70% of their teachers are considering leaving the profession in the state of Texas, which is much higher than the national average.
Well, nationwide, we know that there are more than 280,000 fewer teachers now than at the beginning of the pandemic. Can you talk about the pandemic's impact on all of this?
The pandemic definitely had a huge impact, but this is an issue that's really been culminating, even prior to the pandemic. We had seen the shortage of teachers, of students wanting to come into the profession because of the attacks, on teachers in public education. And so, we've seen this kind of snowballing, and the pandemic really exacerbated when teachers were required to do so much more, even after the pandemic. And as we started reopening and the issue of health and safety, and not unsure with so many uncertainties about their own health and safety for them and their families and their students, as well as trying to teach hybrid, and time eroded for actually planning and being able to fulfill their role as teachers. And so we're seeing the impact of all of these policies over the years, plus on top of that, the pandemic and the impact that it's had on the well-being of teachers, both professionally and personally within their own health.
Can you help us understand what will this look like in a year, say, if we don't fix this? And does this disproportionately affect special needs students and small towns as well?
As a special education teacher, we've always seen, the shortage of teachers in special education, and this has really exacerbated that as well. And so the impact that we're going to see is not just in the short term, but in the long term. When we don't have, as many teachers wanting to come into the profession, when we're seeing a growing number, of students enrolling in our public schools, and that keeps growing. And so, the impact is not just on the short term, but on the long term. When our students don't have the professionals, qualified professionals that they need in their classrooms, not only today, but tomorrow. Even before the pandemic, we were starting to see a high turnover in teachers. Every year as a nation, we've been replacing teachers that retire or leave the profession by about 300,000, just every year. And now with so many more leaving, not only are we having to, we have a shortage of those that are coming into the profession, but we're having to replace them at much higher numbers, which means that we're going to have increased class sizes. We're going to have less experienced teachers working with some of our most vulnerable students. You mentioned special education. The turnover in special education is much higher than regular classrooms. So, that is just being exacerbated, and our students, especially with special needs and varying needs, that need the most qualified teachers, especially in our Black and Brown communities, where we have the highest turnover of teachers, are going to see the biggest impact.
In just about 30 seconds, I do want to touch on solutions. Are there any recruiting methods or programs that are actually working, and what do we need to learn from them?
Well, I mean, we've seen lately the impact of increasing teacher pay to make sure that we are attracting teachers, but we also need to invest in our colleges, make sure that college is affordable and accessible, so that teachers that do consider coming into the profession are able to not only afford to come into the profession, but can also provide for their families. So making sure that we have teacher autonomy, pay, respect, that policies that impact, that teachers have the planning time that they need in order to be able to prepare lessons. I mean, all of these things that we know work, and that solutions that we've seen are clear. And we need to invest in education. We need to invest in our teachers and make sure that the teachers are respected as the professionals that they are.
Absolutely. I mean, Noel, teachers, one of the most valuable professions. It is not overstated to say our entire future really depends on them. We need to start treating them as such. Noel Candelaria, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find News Nation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of News Nation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.